Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to AFL, and this is American Fight League, and tonight it is fight night. I've got 8 days before I can start booking the card together for our big September show, which will be our 5th, 6th, 7th episode, I do believe, because I don't think I've got May. I don't think I've got many men. But tonight's card is going to be an interesting one. We've got Fabio Gugallo versus Macias Smith in the main event. We've got George Ringerfuth versus Kevin Rosser. We've got Garrett Goody versus Al Gibson. Art Jameson versus Chex Beamser, Trent Jenkins versus Katsuya Iganoki, Jack McGulligan versus Tully 2, and Aldestaz Xavier versus Dupe D. Van Van. Bass Rutten versus Jason Dalusi openers up tonight. Have we got 2 Jason Dalusis? Or have we got another Dalusi on the card? No, okay. Okay, right, are we ready? So we've got no prelim fights on tonight's card. It's just a nice stacked main card. Welcome to Burkat's pre-show analysis of AFL making history being held in New Jersey. This is the 4th AFL show of 1994. We're due to have 8 main fights and no prelims at all. On top we have Fabio, who's 3-0-1, and he had 1 loss in AFL. Fighting Mason, who's 3-0-1 in all-time career and 1-0. In the AFL Open White. We'll see Art Jameson fights Ches Beesma. Claudio Gadio against Al Japan's 29-year-old Ghostbusters coming off an unanimous decision win over Fabio Guguli at AFL Express. And 24-year-old Talu makes his return after being stopped by Jared Gerder at AFL Impressed in his last fight. His main event in the AFL show for the second time. He's ranked 11th. Smith is 15th. This is the first time these two have fought. This is the first time these two have fought. Russell will enjoy a significant weight advantage. Both fighters are making their AFL debut tonight. This is the first time they've fought. Gibson will enjoy a significant weight advantage, be the best odds having Gudio as the favourite by a large margin. This is the time these two have fought. They have fought once before at Unsuppressed. Which I forgot about, in 1994. Art won by submission, so they're doing it again. We're going to see who. This was a brilliant. I think this is one of our best fights we had. If you look at AFL and Suppressed, it was also Art Jameson submission rear naked choke, and it got a great rating. So we're going to see how well they do this time. Now they've had a chance to get anything. It's the first time these two have fought. The betting odds have Iganaki as the favourite by a large margin. These two, I thought this looked like amazing. To enjoy a significant weight advantage, betting lines have McGulligan as the big favourite to win. And I will be announcing now that I have properly changed the rules of the performance and the thing, so expect the changes to be coming into effect tonight, making it easier for me to record. And this is the first time these two have fought. Devan has a 7-inch reach advantage, and this is the AFL debut of Devin. And there he is, Jupu Devin. And Aldio Des Xavier, one of my favourites in the game. And this first time these two fighters have got an odds as Rutan as their favourite by a large margin, and that is how we're opening up the night with a big name. I think he's up there. Likely use main event, low-level regional, American, then very low-level regional. Awesome. So the main card opens up with Al Goop and Bass Rutan going on head-to-head with Jason Dalushi. And the referee in this battle will be John McCarthy, and for some reason it hasn't changed this show. The judges for this bout are Leo Masters, Lance Dewey, and Il Ellis. And here we go. Dalushi rather over signals the offer to touch gloves. Okay, Dalushi tries to hit jabs but misses. Rolton hits a left hand, but Darcy dodges the roundhouse body kicker that comes next. Rutan steps forward and striking exchange begins. Dalusi misses with left hand in exchange. Rutan throws some strikes and kicks to the body, but Dalusi avoids them all. There's an exchange of strikes at a relatively close range, but nothing really lands. Rutan comes forward and the two fighters exchange strikes. Dalusi throws a counter jab but misses. A jab lands from Rutan but misses with a vicious right hand. The two fighters come forward and engage. Dalusi misses a big right hand, putting him off balance, allowing Rutan to attack with a jab and a body kick that fails to land. The two fighters engage with strikes but nothing lands significant. Rutan attacks with strikes. Dalusi fires off a counter jab. Rutan lands a left jab, but as his big right hand follows up misses. Rutan isn't rushing in, worried about potentially getting hit if he shoots in the wrong moment. Dalusi throws a 2-punch combo, but Rutan avoids both. Seizing the opportunity, Rutan shoots. And the takedown is uncertain. Dallasy sprawled to the block, but then steps back to safety. Rutten attacks with strikes, but doesn't connect. Rutten lands a left jab, but misses when he attempts a spinning back kick. Rutten comes forward on the attack. Dallasy lands a left hand in exchange. Rutten hits a 2 left jab and then crosses with the right cross. Rutten comes forward and the 2 fighters exchange strikes. Dallasy fires off a counter jab but doesn't connect. Rutten fails to land with a combo that ended with an attempted roundhouse body kick. There's a takedown attempt for Rutten. Rutten gets a single leg takedown, Dallasy pulling off guard. That's the first successful takedown of the fight. Rutten pounds away with right hands but doesn't manage to damage. Dallasy works on separation and tries to quickly scramble his way better into a better position. It's a bad choice though, as Rutten sees the opportunity to leap forward and secure side control, and Wood tries to lock in Dallasy into an arm triangle. The arm triangle is locked in tight, but Dallasy refuses to tap out. No, Dallasy manages to break free. Clearly the hold couldn't have been as tight as it looked. Dallasy tries to sweep one but can't do it. Rutten tries to lock in Dallasy into a Kiminara, and Dallasy gets caught by the Kiminara and it's deep enough that he has to tap out. The winner by submission is Baz Rutten. The visuals are goopy. Baz Rutten defeats Jason Dallasy submission in a Kiminara in 8-9-6-28 of round 1. The fight is rated as being good. So let's leave the fight. I haven't got a clue. It's probably because I've just realised what's happened with the thing that today. I'll show you that I have changed it after this. So hopefully it'll be back to normal in the next episode for what we want. So another match is about to begin. It's Elders Xavier against Dupe van der Ven here tonight. And Mark Haynes is the referee for this fight. Of course, we've got our judges of Lance Dewey, Ellis, and Clifford Robinson at ringside, which is nice to see. Are you ready to see them lock-ons? And that is the opening bell. Moving forward, constantly Xavier's pressing Devan. Devan hits 2 left hands on the counter. Xavier lands a left jab but finds nothing but air with a big right. Devan hits 2 left hands on the counter. Xavier throws a 2 quick punches but doesn't hit with either. Xavier comes forward. Devan hits and lands a left hand in the exchange. Xavier throws a quick 1-2 but doesn't land either blow. Xavier initiates an exchange of strikes. Devan hits 2 left hands on the counter. Xavier throws a 2 quick punch but doesn't hit with either. Shoulders onto Devan, studies his opponent looking for an opportunity. Both fighters move in and engage. Xavier misses a right cross and leaves him open to the counter. Devan attacks with a left cross. Xavier moves forward, constantly trying to pressure Devan into exchanging strikes. Devan hits a pair of jabs in exchange. Xavier throws 2 quick punches but doesn't hit with either. They engage in the centre. Devan slips past the right hook and counters with a nice left hand. The 2 combatants meet in the centre and start to strike. Devan shows his great guard by observing a 2-punch flurry. Devan doesn't connect with a left jab and also has a right hand blocked. Xavier attacks with strikes. Devan hits a jab in the exchange. Xavier throws a 2-punch combo, but Devan avoids both. A quick exchange of strikes doesn't land to anything. There's an exchange of strikes at a relatively close range, but nothing really lands. An exchange of blows comes and goes without either fighter really landing anything significant. They stand and trade blows, but neither can land anything damaging. Xavier comes forward. Devan scores the 2 counter jabs. A 1-2 from Xavier fails to land. For the first time, Xavier's starting to breathe a little heavy. The 2 fighters engage with strikes, but neither can land a significant shot. Xavier steps forward and striking exchange begins. Devan lands 2 left hands in exchange. Xavier throws a 2-punch combo, but Devan avoids both. It's really winding me up that the rules haven't changed, to be honest. Xavier comes forward, walking down Devan. Devan hits a pair of jabs in the exchange. A jab lands from Xavier, but finds something but air with a big right. Xavier steps forward and striking exchange begins. Devan hits a counter left hand. A jab lands from Xavier, but Devan evades a big right punch. The 2 combatants meet in the centre to strike. There's a brief exchange of fire, but neither fighter really lands. Xavier throws a 2-punch combination, but Devan maintains his great guard and is safe. Devan can't hit a right cross. Xavier comes forward. Devan lands the 2 left hands in the exchange. Xavier throws a quick 1-2 but doesn't land either blow. They come together and strike. Xavier doesn't connect with the left jab but connects with the right hand. Devan hits a 2-punch combination, a quick left hand and a straight right. Xavier steps forward and striking exchange begins. Devan scores with 2 counter jabs. Xavier throws a 1-2 but Devan was equal to it. A little VT might be creeping in now. Xavier's starting to move, and more noticeably more slowly now. The two fighters engage with strikes, but neither can land land a significant shot. Xavier looks very, very tired, clinches rather than trying to move. Xavier looks for the trip takedown. An outside leg trip sweeps Devan down to the ground. Devan gives up his back. Xavier pounds away. Devan is in big trouble and is definitely being rocked. Xavier gets both hooks in and is now in a really dominant position. Xavier fires away punches, and Devan takes several shots and threaten to end the fight. Xavier doesn't like he has much left in the tank. Xavier pounds away with rights. A couple of heavy shots gets through and rock Devan. The time is up, and that's the end of round 1. Well, I thought we were going to end it there just before the end there with those big shots being pounded on there. It was really close. And obviously he got through that, so we're going to continue. Of course, we've got a Brazilian versus a Holland guy here tonight. Not very well known, as you can see. Low-level regional in America and South America. And he's low-level regional, but on the main card. So yeah, there we go. Exchange strikes doesn't go anywhere. Xavier looking shattered, initiates a clinch but buys some recovery time. Xavier looks for a trip takedown by swiping the leg. A great inside leg trips and sees Devan get thrown to the mat, and Xavier's left in guard. Xavier fires off a few punches but ain't thrown with any great force. Devan tries to sweep Xavier. Devan uses an elevating sweep to get Xavier up and partially over, starting a wild scramble for position. Xavier manages to come out on top with Devan pulling guard. Xavier pounds away but is unable to land many clean shots. Devan tries to sweep Xavier but doesn't get anywhere. Xavier looks to pass guard and gets side control. He passes the guard while gaining side control. Xavier tries to ensure Devan in a Kuminari. Xavier gets the Kuminari fully applied and Devan has to tap out. Aldo does. Xavier takes the win by submission. And your results are Aldo Xavier defeats Jupe Van Devan a submission to Kumari in 3 minutes 22 of round 2. The fight was rated as being great. Now we're going to go on to the two big boys. The match I actually am looking forward to, as Jack McGulligan fights Tulu here tonight. I'm really excited about this one. 5'10", 6'0", 6'10", 265 pounds to 225 pounds. Both on a losing record. We've got a sumo wrestler here, and he's on a 3-loss streak and he's on a 1-loss streak. So we're here tonight to hopefully give these guys, a bit of a chance to shine, to prove that they're not just a losing sweeping team. They're, quite an honest team. We're going to see how well this goes. This fight's probably going to be absolutely terrible, but this is why the rules have been changed, so things will be. We've got Big John McCarthy referee in this match. The judges for the bout are Ali Ellis. This is our 3rd match tonight. There is 8 matches, so there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches to go. Or fights. McGullin's facing a major size advantage fight. He's probably giving up at least £40. This may be deciphered to be interested. And here we go. McGullin hits a left jab and hits Tulu with a straight right. McGullin comes forward and the two fighters start trading blows. Tulu throws a counter left but doesn't connect. McGullin hits a left jab and then hits a Tulu with a beauty of a straight right. McGullin attacks with strikes. Tulu fires off a counter jab but doesn't connect. They exchange strikes but nothing really gets through. It looked like they were about to see a shot from Tulu, but McGullin was more aggressive and took the initiative. McGulligan lands left hand, and then Tulu with a beauty of a straight right. McGulligan comes forward. McGulligan looks to pressure Tulu, stepping into the pocket. McGulligan lands a jab, and then he catches Tulu with a crunching right hook. Covering up, Tulu backs off until pressed up against Cage. He is hurt. Tulu eats a right hook and is barely able to stand anymore. The cage is the only reason he is still upright. McGullin smashes to a big right hand through the guard. Tulu can do nothing but try and cover up. Referee John McCarthy has no option but to leap in and stop the fight. Tulu was slumped against the cage and just getting pounded on. I think referee John McCarthy should have been quicker to react. Tulu looked up more shots than necessary. The winner by TKO is Jack McGulligan. Official result: Jack McGulligan defeated Tulu by TKO strikes in 3 minutes and 6 seconds of round 1. The fight is being rated as good. He thanks all his supporters for backing him and also thanks his family, friends and supporters. And we're going to move on now to our next thing, which is Trent Jenkins defeating Katsuma Ingaki. Oh, hold on a minute. You want to go in the wardrobe, please, baby? There you go then. I'm just not going straight for you going there. Ugh. Does then the cat go in the wardrobe or have a quick breather? This is why I've changed the rules a bit, because the matches might not go on as long. Next up, Trent Jenkins battling Katsuma Inganaki. Big John is the referee again for this fight. The judges are Lloyd Griffin, Laurie Masters, and Lance Dewey. We are underway. Ignari looked like he was going to shoot, but Jenkins simply took the initiative first. Jenkins can't connect with the setup strike, but then he catches Ignari Ikigaki with the right hook. Ikanagi shoots in for the takedown. Ikigaki gets the takedown. Jenkins pulls guard. Ikanagi throws some of the rights, but Jenkins isn't troubled by them. Ikanagi fades away with a few punches, but Jenkins doesn't take any undue damage. Ikanagi fires away punches, but does little in the way of damage. Ikanagi looks to pass guard and gets side control. After the struggle, he gets half guard. Ikanagi tries to get past the half guard. Ikanagi is too skilled for Jenkins passing half guard and gaining side control. He may give up side control, but Jenkins is making Ikanagi work very hard on the ground for position. Let me just sort this issue out. That's better. It's making a weird hissing noise. My Dr. Pepper bottle I've got, my massive 2-litre Dr. Pepper bottle, is making a hissing noise. It was weird. Ignite tries to lock Jenkins into a Kuminari. Jenkins gets caught by the Kuminari and is in deep. Shockingly, Ikanaki loses it. Jenkins pops his arm free and has somehow survived. Ikanaki attempts an armbar from Jenkins from side control. Ikanaki gets the armbar fully applied and Jenkins has to tap out. Ketsuyama Ikanagi takes the win by submission. It visuals Ketsuyama defeats Trent Jenkins by submission with the armbar in 4:22 of round 1. The fight is rating as being great. So that's play by play. We'd like to continue the show. Katsuya Nakani checks all his opponents for sponsor, thanks all his fans who tried to turn out to support him tonight. He says that he has a lot of respect for Trent Jenkins and praises his toughness. Awesome. Well, these matches are not going to last that long, I don't think. I'm going to fast forward 8 days after this so I can book up the September card featuring Ken Shamrock versus Funaki for the AFL Championship. And next up is Art Jameson taking on Chex Biesma, a rematch from the last time these two fought back in March. I think it was March, February. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at the fight history. Where is it? There it is. So this last time these two were expressed in January of '94. We're now in January, February, March, April, May. So 5 months ago, these last two fought. So it's going to be interesting to see. And Shane Rios is refereeing the bout, and the judges, of course, have been the same as earlier on the rest of the night. Round begins. Art comes forward with the two fighters exchanging strikes. Biesma's lands a left hand in exchange, and then a jab hits home from Art. Then he hits a nice straight right. Art closes in on Biesma, looking to unleash some strikes. The jab hits home from Art, then he catches Biesma with a right hook. Art comes forward and the two fighters start trading blows. Biesma lands a left hand in exchange. A jab is wide from Art, then he scores with a right cross. And Art moves in close, looking to open up an attack. Biesma hits a jab, but it had no power behind it at all. Art hits a couple of minor left hands, but Biesma avoids big. Art attacks with strikes. Biesma hits a pair of jabs in the exchange. Art hits a left jab and then scores a right cross. Art comes forward, walking down Biesma. Biesma hits a jab in the exchange. Art can't connect with a setup strike, but then he scores with a right cross. Art is still moving, but he is definitely breathing a little deeper now. Biesma shoots him for the takedown. The takedown is completely. Biesma gets side control from it. Biesma fires where he punches, but Art doesn't take any undue damage. Art does well to transition to the full guard. Not giving his opponent any room to work, Biesma keeps close to the body contact while throwing short strikes to the head and body. Art smothers Biesma with close control, stopping him from posturing up. Not allowing his opponent any room to work submission from, Biesma keeps close to contact and throws short swinging strikes. Biesma can't control Art, he scoots them both backwards up until they're resting against the side of the cage. Using the cage to Art manages to stand up, bringing Biesma's up too. With the cage trapping Art, Biesma looks to try and take him down by going low and taking out both legs. Biesma has the takedown and is left on the top of a turtled up Art. Biesma fires away punches. Art is stung by several big shots. Biesma pounds away, leading several clean blows on Art in the process. Biesma pounds away on Art, leaving it landing several good shots. Biesma pounds away right hands but doesn't do much damage. Moving quickly, Art scrambles. Biesma ends up having to pull half guard, losing in the sound scramble. Art throws a free looking punch as he decides on his next move. Art throws a fast elbow but that does a glancing blow to Biesma's. Biesma tries to sweep Art but he can't do it. In the half guard, Art throws a couple of punches designed to keep Biesma's guessing. Art throws a through right hand but is mainly trying to catch his breath. The lengthy period of stalemate results in the referee standing them both back up. Art forward and striking exchange begins. Biesma furnishes a counter jab. Art connects with a jab, but Biesma evades a big right punch. Biesma clinches up, looking like he needs to catch his breath. The end of the round is coming quick, and there's under a minute left. Biesma gets caught with a couple of nice short punches. Art uses his dirty boxing to inflict some punishment. Biesma tries to wriggle free, but Art controls him well and gets in a few close range punches too. Using his wrestling skill, Art is trying to push Biesma up against the cage. Can't manage Biesma fought it. He's looking to put Biesma back against the cage. Doesn't manages it though, and Biesma defends it well. Round 1 as the time expires. What a round! Look at this: 36 ground strikes, 10 jabs, 2 out of 2, 16 punches. Very, very interesting compared to last time these two fought. As you see, submission by the rear naked choke opponent when he got a win. It looks like that Biesma has learned from that and is not going to lose again. Has a +2 momentum. Fire has -1 momentum, which is interesting. Don't know how that works. Ranson is going the Flanders' final round, and we're back underway. Both styles step into strike hard here. So last time Biesma misses with a left jab, but nails a vicious right cross. He's down. Art falls to the floor. Art has a 10 count to get up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ref James tells him to continue the fight. Art appears to be feeling a little fatigued for the first time in this fight, and his hands are starting to lower just a fraction. Both fighters come together and strike. Art lands a left jab and a right cross. Biesma hits a good right hand. Whilst the last hit did some damage, Art is trying to cover, but it's clearly hit. He stumps up against the cage, looking dead, dazed and unsteady. Biesma goes under the guard and nails Art with an right uppercut. What a shot. Biesma moves with the kill and lands a big right hand around the guard. Art is rocked again. The referee has no option but to leap in and stop the fight. Art was slumped against the cage and is just getting pounded. That looked like a late call. The referee should have got in there earlier. Ches Biesma takes the win by TKO. Visualized text Biesma defeated Art Jameson by TKO in 1:22 of round 2. The fight is being rated as good. Well, that's a 1 win for Art Jameson. That is another win for Czech Biesma, who both work for the UFC and us. I think there's another fight on the cards for September there. Round 3. See if we can get a finish. Next up is the match which Groward... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 3 more matches, I do believe. So the next one should be the semi-main. Which Groward competes against He-Man Al Gibson. So we got Al Gibson versus Gerard Grudy from the Netherlands. Shane Reyes will be the referee. Okay, so the judges are Lance Dewey, Earl Ellis and Clifford Robinson. Grudy is much taller than his opponent, turn over him as the referee gives them their instructions. That's the opening bell. They start with a touch of gloves. The two fighters engage. Gibson misses a right hook and gets countered with a left jab and a vicious right cross. Gibson hits the floor. He's been knocked out. The winner by knockout is Gerard Grudy. Gerard Grudy defeats He-Man Al Gibson by knockout punch in 20 seconds of round 1. The fight is rated as being good. Well, Al Gibson, you've got one more chance to win, my friend, and you're gone. Gideon announces that he's decided to retire from active competition following this fight. You cunt. The co-main event is up next. It's George Wingtingford takes on Kevin Rosser in the AFL Open Division. These are both down 2 losses. I thought this might be an interesting one to finally give one of these two a chance to win. Now, we're going to have a look at where they've been. They've been at UFC. August 93 and November 93 submission and TKO. That's the last time he fought. So he hasn't fought at a match yet this year. This is the first match in 1994. As you can see here, his last match was in November of last year. He's working for us. Kevin Rosser as well. I think he's had 1. No, he hasn't. He's the same as well. Art Jameson and Satya Homer in 22 minutes and 1:31 of round 1. UFC have a 60-minute time limit, blah, blah, blah. The co-main event up next is George Wingford takes on Kevin Ross in the AFL Open Division. Our referee, Mark Haynes. Our judges at ringside are Clifford Robinson, Lloyd Griffin and Lawyer Masters of Kickboxing versus Freestyle. Wingford is facing a major disadvantage in this fight and is probably giving up at least 50 LB that may be decisive. We are underway. Some of these episodes are going shorter than others because of the way certain matches are laying out, but we have 5 episodes recorded. When I get 7, I'll release it in a nice big bulk of a week. So I'll be doing these a week at a time. The two fighters touch gloves. A quick exchange does not produce any damage. Both fighters step into strike. Rosner hits a 2-punch combo, a quick left and straight right. Wingford misses a left jab and hits a good right hand. Rosner comes forward and the two fighters exchange strikes. Wingford manages a counter jab. A jab hits home from Rosner, then he lands a big right hand. Rosner follows in exchange of strikes. Wingford manages a counter jab. Rosser lands a jab and then when he catches Ringerfer with a right hook. Rosner is slowing just a little as he starts to get into the gas tank a bit. Rosner comes forward and the two fighters start trading blows. Ringerfer lands a left hand in exchange. Rosa falls in to find Homan for his left jab and then hits Ringer off with a straight right. Rosser stumbles his way into a clinch. He looks shattered. With control of the clinch, Rosser decides to complete the takedown. He has a takedown and Ringerford pulls guard. In guard, Rosner is content just to throw a couple of punches to the body. Rosner blocks his attempted sweep. Rosner begins trying to pass guard and get a better position. Ringerford finds his opponent too skilled and Rosner passes guard into side control. Rosner loads with big rights, but Ringerford covers up well. Rosner looks very tired out there. Rosner blacks an attempt to pull guard. Rosner tries to ensue Ringerford into an armbar. Ringerford sends him while is in no danger. Rosser blocks Ringerford and he tries to transition into guard. We move into the second half of this round. Rosser attempts to move to the mount. Ringerford rolls to the side and tries to escape the mount, but only succeeds in giving up his back instead. Rosser tries to finish Ringerford off with a rear naked choke. Ringerford defends himself well against the rear naked choke. Ringerford is looking really tired. Rosser blocks an attempt to roll him off the back. Rosser gets both hooks in and is now in a really dominant position with both hooks in there for great control of the body. Rosser tries to finger Ringerford off with a rear naked choke. And he fights it off again. The rear naked choke is not going to happen. He then struggles against Rosner and manages to free himself from the hooks. Rosner tries to put Ringerford in a rear naked choke and Ringerford doesn't allow the arm to go under the chin. Ringerford tries to get Rosner off his back. The turn is well executed and Ringerford is able to twist around and get on top in guard. Ringerford pounds away with punches but can't land anything with any power. Rosner tries to sweep from guard. Rosner treats Ringerford over, taking full mount in one fluid motion. Rosner pounds away with rights. A couple of heavy shots get through and rock Ringerford. Rosner pounds away, landing several clean blows on Ringerford in the process. He tries hard enough to force Ringerford to roll to the side, giving up his back in the process. Rosner looks like he doesn't have a lot left to give. The end of the round is coming quick. There's under a minute left. Rosner pounds away with right hands, hitting several big shots. Rosner tries to get his hooks in, but can't. Ringerford tries to turn over and sweep Rosner, but can't do it. Rosner flies away with punches, but Ringerford doesn't take any undue damage. And that's the time runs out on round one. I'm sorry, but Kevin Rosser there has George over a hand and a beat there, my friends. I think with the rule change coming up very soon, I think it's going to help a lot of the fighters we have. But this Belgium guy is not doing very well. Although we're about to see a shot from Ringerford, but Rosser was more aggressive and took the initiative. Rosser lands a left hand and then hits a Ringerford with a straight right. It looks like Ringerford's been across the forehead by a strike. Ringerford be going for a takedown, but Rosser took the initiative further. Jab is wide from Rosser, but then he hits a nice straight right. Both fights meet in the centre. Ringerford misses with a big right hand, allowing Rosser to counter with a jab and a right hook. The fighters look shy to clinch up rather than try and move away. Rosser tries to take Ringerford down. Ringerford can't stop the takedown, has to pull guard. Rosner looks exhausted. Rosner doesn't posture up, but perhaps wears submission instead, using small strikes while keeping his head on his opponent's chest. Ringerford tries to read Rosner, but can't do it. Rosner clings very tight up to Ringerford while using short strikes, clearly trying to minimise the threat of submission. Ringerford goes for the sweep from the bottom of the guard. Ringerford using an elevation sweep to get Rosner up, partially over, staring a wild scramble for position. Ringerford looks like he doesn't have a lot left to give. Rosner is up first and quickly jabs Ringerford as he too stands up, getting back control. We passed the halfway mark of this round. Rosner tries to take Ringerford down from behind. A very tight looking Rosner drags Ringerford down. Rosner gets the side control off the takedown. Rosner fires off a handful of punches, each easily being blocked with a glove. Rosner fires a few punches as he catches his breath. Rosner blocks an attempt to pull guard. There's under a minute left of this round. Rosner attempts an arm triangle for Ringerford from side control. Ringerford don't find so well and is in no danger. Ringerford tries to move guard, but Rosner doesn't allow it. Rosner pounds away, leading several clean blows on Ringerford. In the process, Rosner fires away with punches, but Ringerford deals with them fairly well. And we reach the time limit and the fight is over. The judges have given their decisions, which are about to be announced. All three judges have result in favour of Rosner, as I would have thought. To be honest, I think that's the only thing that made sense. So official results: Kevin Rosner defeats George Ringerford on unanimous decision in 5 minutes of round 2. The fight's rate has been great, and I think Ringerford needs to go and get that head checked out. Go and get that cut sorted. I'm only paying these 900 and 800 per fight, which is quite a lot. It is not helping us at the current size. But as you can see, even in round 2, he got nothing in apart from a ground sweep. So it's now time for the main event of the evening. Oh wait, hold a minute. Kevin Rosner thanks all his sponsors for backing him. Also thanks his family, friends and supporters. Kevin Rosner celebrates winning his debut fight for the AFL. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Frank Hammock has joined. It's time for the main event of the evening as Faber Grigol competes against Mercy Mo Smith in the AFL Open Weight Division. 5'10" to 6'1", so he's taller, but they are quite even on the weight. He's from Brazil, from Seattle, Washington. He's got 3 wins. He's got 3 wins and 1 loss. It's going to be interesting to see. Mark Haynes is your referee for this fight. The judges are Lloyd Griffin, Leo Masters and Lance Dewey. The fight begins. We start with a touch of gloves. Smith attacks with strikes. Gabriel hits a left jab in the exchange. Smith fails to find a home for his jab, but then he catches Gungu with a right roundhouse kick to the body. The fighters go toe-to-toe strikes, but neither lands anything significant in the exchange. The two fighters engage with strikes, but neither can land a significant shot. Smith comes forward, Gangrel manages a counter jab. Smith finds a home for his jab, but then he hits Gangrel with a leg kick. The exchange of blows comes and goes without either fight really landing anything significant. The two fighters come together and strike, but it's really tentative and nothing comes of it. The two fighters engage. Galgo hits a left jab but finds his right cross blocked. Smith scores with a brace of jabs and also connects with a right hand. The two combatants meet in the centre and start to strike. Smith counters with a right hand with a left roundhouse kick to the body. The two fighters stand and trade strike, neither lands a significant blow in the exchange. The two combatants meet in the centre and start to strike. Smith counters a right hand with a left jab, and that right hand narrowly fails to connect. An exchange of strikes doesn't go anywhere. The fighters go toe-to-toe with strikes, but neither lands any significant damage in the exchange. We're now at the halfway point of the round. They exchange in the centre. Gore misses a right cross that leaves him open to the counter. Smith attacks with a left jab and a kick to the leg. Smith steps in looking to strike. Smith steps into the pocket. Smith hits the left hand but finds nothing but air with a big right. Smith steps forward looking to strike. Smith avoids the jab and is able to move into the pocket. Smith lands a jab and then he hits a nice straight right. Smith comes forward on the attack and Gangrel tries to hit a jab but misses. Smith lands 2 jabs but following a kick to the body he misses. We have a quick drink. It's like booking a wrestling show, but worse. They stand and trade in the centre of the cage, but neither fighter gives or takes any real damage. A quick exchange of strikes doesn't lead to anything. The two fighters stand and trade strikes, but neither lands anything damaging. They come together and strike. Smith dodges a right hand and counters a couple of attacks with a couple of jabs that are followed by a solid right hand. The two combatants meet in the centre and start to strike. Smith slips past the right hook and counters with a spin kick. They engage in the centre. Gangrel misses a right cross and leaves him with an open to the counter. Smith comes in with a spinning kick to the body. Smith starting to slow to touch. Down a touch, perhaps conserving a little energy. The two fighters come forward and exchange. Gurgo scores with a jab but doesn't connect with the right hand. Smith hits a jab but also hits a left roundhouse kick to the body. Both fighters meet in the centre. Gurgo misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a quick left jab and a solid right hand. For the first time, Gurgo is starting to breathe a little heavier. Smith comes forward to attack. Smith bobs out of the way and jabs and moves into the pocket. Smith hits a left jab and then he catches Gurgo with a right hand kiss to the body. A jab lands to Smith but the following leg kick misses. Round 1 time expires. 4 punches, 18, kicks 18. So Smith's got this round, but it's over the entire fight. We've got round 2. Here we go. They come together and strike. Gangrel misses a right hook and gets countered with a low kick. The two fighters engage. Smith dodges a right hand and counter attacks with a left jab and a right hand. Blood is visible on Gangrel's straight. Looks to have opened up a cut under his eye. So under, I want to say that eye. They stand and trade in the fight centre of the cage, but neither fighter can land a good shot. They engage in the centre. Gangrel misses with a big right hand, allowing Smith to counter with a couple of jabs that are left, followed by a left kick to the body. The two fighters engage. Smith slips past the right hook and counters with a good right hand. There's no question of it. Gangrel is getting badly outstruck so far in this fight. Both fighters move and engage. Gangrel misses a right hook and gets countered with a jab and a left roundhouse kick to the body. Gangrel is starting to have to push himself now, and his corner responds by urging him on louder. Moving to the second half of this round, they engage in the centre. Gangrel misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Smith comes in with a quick kick to the lead leg. The two fighters engage. Gangrel misses a right hook and leaves himself open to a counter with a jab and a kick to the lead leg. Smith is definitely slowing. His gas tank is being challenged here. They stand and trade in the centre of the cage, but neither fighter gives or take any real damage. Gangrel is looking really tired. The clock is stopped as referee Mark Haynes wants to check the cut on Gurgiel. The ringside doctor examines the clock and signals that it isn't a fight ender. The fight recommences. Both fighters step in to strike. Smith uses the left jab and also lands a low kick. The fighters looking shattered clinch up rather than try and move away. Smith trips in for looks at the takedown. It's unsuccessful. Gangrel maintained a good solid base. Smith tries to take Gangrel down and he can't do it again. Breathing very hard, Smith is looking rugged. Smith seems to initiate a break, and the two fighters step apart. The two combatants meet in the centre and start to strike. Gangrel misses a big right hand, putting him off balance, allowing Smith to attack with a great right hook. Round 2 ends as the time expires. That's the bout, and the final round begins. Both fighters come together and strike. Gangrel misses a big right hand, putting him off balance and allowing Smith to attack with a left kick to the ribs. Both fighters meet in the centre. Gangrel misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to the counter. Smith comes in with a left kick to the ribs. Two fighters engage. Smith counters a right hand with a jab and a right hand. Two fighters engage. Gangrel misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a left jab and a solid right hand. Both fighters step in and strike. Gangrel misses a right cross that leaves him open to the counter. Smith attacks with a right hook. A strike has reopened the cut under the guy of Guigiao. I also want to interested because I've just seen that. He's been at UFC 1 where he main evented against Devan. It was Devan versus Gracie, but he actually faced Jared Goody there, and then he unanimous decision, and then also we kind of did that unsurpassed as well. Gogo looks very, very tired. The fighters fall into a sloppy clinch. Smith attempts to wrestle Gogo to the ground. Smith doesn't get it. Gogo has blocked any attempt to move. Smith looks at the trip takedown. It's unsuccessful. He's maintained a solid good base. Smith seems to initiate a break and the two fighters step apart. Smith looks like he doesn't have a lot left to give. We move into the second half of this round. Gogo limps slightly as he circles. Smith connects with a jab, but then Gangrel dodges a spin kick that follows. They engage in the centre. Smith misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a left jab and a right cross. The two fighters, both of whom look very tired, fall into a ragged clinch. Smith attempts to wrestle Gangrel to the ground. Smith can't get Gangrel down to the ground. He tries it again, but no, for fact he's going to be blocked by a solid base. So Smith ends up being out-wrestled in grappling, and Gangrel takes control. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. The grappling does last long as soon as they break away from each other. The clock is stopped as referee Mark Haynes. Once again, the doctor, it's not fighting, it wasn't before, so why win? The two fighters stand and trade strikes, but neither lands anything damage. Gangrel's limping slightly. An exchange of strikes happens right in the centre of the cage, but neither fight lands anything good. The time runs out, and that's the end of the fight this evening. The ring announcer now given the official homage. All three judges result in the favour of Smith, which is obvious. The winner by unanimous decision is Mercier Mo Smith, takes him up to 4-0. The fight has been rated as average, which is not good because... and he does all his sponsors, blah, blah, blah. But we've got 74 critical rating and a commercial rating of 38. 322 in New Jersey. But probably increased by 0.5. There we go. Right, that's those done. Let's close this. Let's give the awards. Our biggest earners tonight. This was a kind of a cheap show. We've got plus 13,699, which is not bad. So yeah, the rules have been changed, but I don't know why they're not coming up. I'll show you that once this is done. So yeah, we're just having a quick look through, see what there is. Oh, I like the look of you. We're bringing you in. I'm going to give you 4. We're giving everyone a standard 4 years contract with 10 fights. So if he's available, he'll be on the pre-show. Expect him to be on the Felix Mitch. I'm not interested in you. Howard, Holdy, Keith, Rackhenny, Roland Poe, Pine, and Emerald Youngibar. I think they're the same person, Emerald Youngibar and Emerald Youngibar. Yeah, don't know why there's 2 of them in the database. Not complaining. So, No Remorse is coming up. That will be our next show, which is in next month, as you can see. But No Remorse in September. We've got Times of Trouble coming up in June, and then we're going to have 2 months off break. New mail. So I'm going to skip forward 8 days so I can do that. But as you can see, the rules are set. 4 times 3, 5 times 3, and then 5 times 3. Everything is illegal. I just need to turn off decision 10-point must. No. There we go. Save. So I'll see you guys for the next episode where hopefully it'll go a bit longer. We are going normally around about 40 minutes, but we have a good Times of Trouble. We've got Zane Fraser versus Marco Roos in the main event. And then we also got Zane Fraser again versus Yokoshi Aba. Yuki Masatuna versus Tsuchiyama. Rafael Kumbo versus Johnny Rhodes. I'll be changing that match. Should I change that now? Times of Trouble. Matchmaking. I don't know what my cat is meowing out in the window because I'm going to get rid of one of those Zane Frasers anyway. What's up, darling? I think I'm going to put Ray Rizzard into a match on this show. I on main card. I need someone who can fight on the main card. I think we're going to put him on against this. Coming off the defeat. No. On losing streak. Coming off a victory. Frank Hammer. Potentially main eventing. So it'd be Frank Hammer versus Ray Wizard in our semi-main of the night. So I can get rid of the other Zane Fraser. We got not this Zane Fraser, the Zane Fraser without a picture. Shall we do that now? Roster. Let's go down to Z. We've got Zane Fraser and Zane Fraser. They're currently on rank 27. Yeah, they're the same bloody person. So, let's go to cut from the roster. Oh, I can't cut him. I haven't cut anyone from the roster, which is quite interesting. I'm not going to cut anyone though. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in the next episode very soon, where we will get to see. I'll show you the match card. It's going to be a big one, so expect a lot of matches and a big show coming up in September, which is going to be episode number 7. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you for episode number 6 very soon.